Hello and welcome to Total Recall. What is Total Recall, I hear you ask? Well, it's a short game show where we bring in some of the developers and people who worked on Total War across all of the franchises and ask them how much do they actually know about them. I've got Pete here, who is a writer apparently.
Yes, you are correct. And I am a writer. The end.
You've just come off of a hot new game, Total War 3 Kingdoms,
Yes,
of course.
you heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
I hear it's quite good.
I've spent quite a few hours on it, and of course you were joined by Mr. Dom Starr. How you doing? Do you want to tell the audience what you did on the game?
I'm a game designer and I work primarily with systems that are character-centric and character-related, which means I have to work with this guy quite a lot, because this guy does words and characters emit
As we have established.
Characters emit words and have words involved with them.
All right, just to fill you in, there's 3 rounds, okay? Count them. Just sort of like how many kingdoms there are, so just use that as a reminder. Let's go to our first round, which is the snazzy title of Are These Characters In-Game? Okay, so I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to tell me if they're true or false.
Okay.
Okay? Now, your first one is Guan Hai, philosopher serving under Huang Shao. Is he a real character in our game?
I'm going to go, yeah.
That's a true
I'm
from
gonna say
Mr.
true.
Dom.
I'm going to say true.
Pete,
Huang Shao's not my main, but you know.
you're going to follow suit? Or you
Yeah, I think it's. Oh, do I? I think it's.
It's more interesting if you say the opposite to what I'm saying, because at least then one of us will be wrong.
That sounds like someone who's trying to get you to say the wrong thing. would say.
Yeah. Classic misdirection. I wish you hadn't said it first. No, I wouldn't be so pressured. I also think it's true.
We've got both of them going for true. And the answer is, it's true.
I knew.
Started off well.
I need that.
Solid, get a point under the belt, just to kick things off. Let's move on to question 2. Xiao Jia, strategist, serving under Yuan Shu. Fake or real? True or false? The answer is for you to decide. Excuse pronunciations.
We're doing our best.
Based on that pronunciation, I'm going to say false.
Wow. Really dunking on me there.
No, that's my fallback. In case I'm wrong, it's all your fault too. I cannot be blamed.
I think he's also real.
You think he's real?
Yeah,
You think he's
true.
false?
I think it's false.
So this is the first one where you're split. Let's see who's going ahead. And the first lead goes to Dom. That character is not in Total War 3 Kingdoms, I'm afraid. There is here a Wikipedia link, which makes me think that he's probably real, but not available to play in Total War 3 Kingdoms. Which comes to the 3rd character in this small segment. Liu Qi, a vanguard serving under Liu Biao. In the game or not? True or false? Real or fake? Over to you, James.
I'm not even going to deliberate. This is true. Liu Biao is my home slice.
That's strong. That's strong from Dom. He's
very
got a lot of conviction
I mean,
there.
he's very confident. Wow, no, he's got me now, because if I go with
Why
him...
would I go wrong to make you give the opposite answer?
Because you still have a point ahead of me. You have 1 under the belt.
Yeah. That's worth 2 in the bush.
Peter, I'm going to have to pressure you for an answer.
I think I'm going to go. I don't think he's that clever. I think it's true. Yeah. He's either done me dirty or I've got a point out of this.
All right, that's both of you going for true. The answer is, it's correct. Liu Qi is a vanguard serving under Liu Biao in Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Liu Biao's eldest, but also his least favourite child.
Ouch. Moving on to our second round, and this time, is it true law? Which is the name I'm giving this, because we haven't named the rounds yet. Zhuge Liang convinced Zhou Yu to go to war by convincing him that Cao Cao fancies his wife. True or false?
It's just believable enough, you know, and having known the 3 Kingdoms, but false. False.
Keep going for false. Dom, your answer is?
The story doesn't ring any bells, and it seems like that's kind of a low blow for Zhuge Liang, so I'm going to have to say false.
I'm afraid that you're both wrong. The answer
Really?
is correct.
That's really petty.
Yeah, before the 2 kingdoms banded together to stop Cao Cao, Zhuge Liang's like, yeah, Cao Cao wants your wife. Better be careful, bud.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that sparks him into a
That's
fury.
so basic.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a lot of shade right there.
All right, let's go for question/statement number 2. One of Kong Rong's friends stripped naked and played the drums right in front of Cao Cao's face. True or false? Let's begin with you, Tom.
I want it to be
Butt
true.
naked.
Yeah.
I want it to be true, but
Just waving in the wind, banging that drum. True or false?
I want it to be true, but I'm gonna have to roll with false.
I'm going for false. Pete.
Well, we have an event in game, I know, where someone gets back on their horse completely butt naked and goes
drums to Kong Rong?
riding back into battles. Like,
Did you just write that because you felt like
I
it,
didn't
though?
write that. Well, I think that's a Simon-led initiative. You said false, right?
False.
True. So it's true.
The answer is true.
Wow.
Which means Pete has gotten back on level terms. So here we stand, even Stevens, and there's one question left in the second round. Sima Yi once convinced Zhuge Liang to face him in a game of Liu Bo to resolve a siege. True or false?
I know they were very strong rivals, Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi, and it does sound like a very Sherlock Holmes kind of thing to,
But it's almost too obvious.
isn't it? It's true.
Pete goes for true.
In terror and potential shame, I will go with false.
The answer is false. I'm afraid Dom goes back in the lead with a 1-point advantage.
It does sound a bit too obvious.
It's too good to be true, right? Yeah.
Which
I
brings
should write the
us-
Three Kingdoms.
Which brings us onto our third and final round, entitled In-Game Facts.
I'm ruined. I'm done for.
Now this is going to be the tricky one, because you need to have played a lot of Total War 3 Kingdoms, I reckon, to
I
know
have
these.
done that.
You have. And I would hope that you have as well, though.
Nah.
No.
No?
I like
All right.
strategy games.
Once again, 3 statements, true or false. Dom currently leads with a 1-point advantage. Will Pete be able to claw his way back away from the shame of losing this game? Your first question. Dongzhuo's armies cannot offer surrender. True or false?
I've never ever offered surrender whilst playing a Total War game.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to
Humble brag.
false. They cannot offer, you say.
Cannot offer surrender.
I say that's
Being besieged, they cannot offer to surrender as part of.
Dom goes with false. Pete,
Also gonna go with false.
I'm afraid the answer is true.
Really?
Any army underneath Dongzhuo's control will refuse to offer surrender. because they
under
are
his
too-
direct control.
No, under
In his
under
faction.
Any faction control will refuse to offer surrender because they're too scared of the results.
It's like Don
I
says.
resolve
I
to
just,
pay attention to the surrender button
yeah.
more frequently in the future. Look at it and laugh at it.
I wrote that question. I only know about that because I tried to get them to offer surrender, and it said, "Sorry, Dongzhuo's forces won't offer surrender." So there you go. Your second question, and we'll get Pete to answer first. Still 1 point behind.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Just quickly remind you of that. Second statement. Zhuge Liang is the only character in the game who starts without a weapon equipped. True or false? This is your favourite character, Pete.
He is.
You should know
He
more
takes
about
so
him.
long to get.
He is
takes
quite late
so
game.
long to get. Cool. Nice for the telling me that he's my favourite character. Just to up the pressure there.
I'm sure everyone watching this video has watched all of our streams together and
True.
is quite disappointed in you right now.
They should have known. False.
Pete is going for false. Dom? Let's hear
Dom
your
is
answer.
also going for false.
Both of you going for false. The answer is indeed false, which means that the best you can hope for now, Pete, is a draw.
I'm assuming Grace didn't build in a tiebreaker.
All right, which brings us to the third and final question of the third and final round of Total Recall. True or false? There is a special event in the game which will give you a cursed horse ancillary item. Dom.
This is true.
Pete?
It is true.
The answer is true, which means Dom is the
You
victor
know it's true
of Total Recall.
because we talked about it last week.
We did talk about it on stream, didn't we?
What?
Whether or not it's actually true that it's cursed, which we still know the answer.
Well, this is a fix.
We'll put more questions about your events that you wrote in next time. Well, thank you very much for watching the first ever episode of Total Recall. Name pending. If you would like to see more of this, let us know in the comments, because we'll do another episode if you liked it. And if you think the two boys on the bench were really, really bad at a game, make sure to hound them in the comments as well. Especially Pete, who lost. Thanks very much for watching.
Yay.
We'll see you on the next potential episode of Total Recall. And make sure to grab Total War 3 Kingdoms, which is available now.